But first, we're both wrestling fans. The New Day. I wanted to ask you about this real quick because I wasn't watching it live, but I kept seeing tweets and I was like, oh shit. Because I'm still a wrestling fan, like I can't give it up. But I can't watch as often as I want to because it's not something I cover.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I should, but it's not something I cover, right? Just for work purposes. But Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods turned on on Big E, who was
Yeah.
back, and like I was just like, bro, and you tweeted about it also. I saw people skating about it also. If you're on Blue Sky,
Uh-huh.
and you can follow me on Blue Sky, I'm there now. But I mean, reaction to that, like, what did we think?
It's wild because they've been teasing for weeks that Woods would kind of be the one that turns on Kofi, and that
Yes,
maybe we got something brewing between the two of them.
that's what I thought.
But the way, look, I hate it, but I love it, but I hate it, but I really love it because the way that they did the double heel turn with both of them going against E and the reasoning that they utilized to kind of get there, it's a little okay. Look, if you're gonna be a good heel, sometimes you gotta be a little irrational. And some of the things that they said is kind of wild. Like they invoked Kurt Angle, they invoked Edge, they invoked any person that had a broken neck that came back to become a champion and wrestle again. They was like, them dudes came back. What's wrong with you? How
Yeah,
come you can't come back? And
yeah. You broke your
Woods.
neck, so what?
So what? That's a wild thing to say to somebody. Like, so what? Like, Woods was like, yeah, I tore my Achilles off the bone and I was back because I came back for you. Like, utilizing them utilizing the fact that they were there still waiting for him to come back and feeling like he abandoned them, which in a lot of ways you start thinking about how it all kind of went down.
Yeah,
He has been kind of away from them,
yeah.
but obviously due to rehab and everything else. But they purposely, as we have now come to see how it's played out, kept him away because I feel like this has been obviously planned for weeks and months at a time because it was kind of odd. Like, how come E won't come back and come talk to them? Like, they out here having issues week after week. E can like come and talk to them. And now we see how it's played out. But I thought it was brilliantly done. It's a swerve that a lot of us obviously didn't see coming based off of the way they were teasing it. But yeah, seeing them go down this new kind of road together, and maybe honestly, I was watching, and this is how deep it's gone for some people.
Mm.
The connection with the anime and some of the characteristics of, look, I don't want to get into all of the specifics,
Yeah.
but the idea is there may be something brewing between Woods and Kofi at some point down the road too, because the way that Woods has influenced,
Yeah.
Kofi throughout the weeks and kind of got him turned into the dark side, and maybe eventually, Kingston will come to his senses and be like, no, man, this is wild what we're doing out here. So there's a lot of layers that I'm excited to see how they explore it for sure.
I still think that has to be the case. And the best part about this is two things for me, and then we'll get to the NBA stuff we want to get to. One, it's WrestleMania season, just
Mm-hmm.
about, just about. This is the best time of the year to be a wrestling fan. This
Yeah.
January through April stretch. It's just
Mm-hmm.
the best time. The other thing is, I feel like Big E's gonna wrestle again. Like that's what this kind of tells me. Like I'd be stunned if he doesn't wrestle again after this.
Mm-hmm.
And there's possibilities here for a lot of different outcomes within the next few months. And WrestleMania is 4.5. It's actually deeper into April than it normally is, like mid-April now. 4.5 months away or so. So I mean, like I'm very intrigued, and I actually think the weekly shows have been better this year than normal.
Yeah, like once Raw cut it down to 2 hours, I had to get used to that. First of all, like from 7, like for Central Time Zone, 7 to 10. For us, for you guys, 8 to 11. That's a long night to be watching, pro wrestling for 3 hours. So
Yeah.
I like the 2 hours, and then with SmackDown being 3 hours right now, and they're gonna apparently go back to 3 hours when they get on Netflix in
Yep.
early January. But yeah, the shorter the time frame, the way the stories can continue to move, and I'm interested to see how this goes, how long they keep me away from the two of them because of everything that's gone down now. And I'm hoping this means that they immediately win the titles the next time Judgment Day has to defend them, because they haven't defended them, very regularly over the last, several months. So maybe this means that Woods and Kingston are about to win, the tag titles, to get it off of Judgment Day, who barely defend the things. So which would be refreshing to see, or maybe costs them, who knows? But yeah, it's going to be a very interesting, like you said, next 4.5 months or so as we kind of get there.
I miss talking about wrestling, so I'm glad I got that out of my system. I may have to
for sure.
I may have to put some more wrestling on the channel, see how it does.